anything to make us, to associate fun and reading. That's the goal. That's really what we want.
Hmm.
That it'll make it easier for parents.
Hello, everyone. Elle Ballard is here today on our Empowered Global Women in Business podcast episode with my guest, Paula LaRue. Hi, Paula. Welcome.
Hi, Elle. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely great to have you here, and I'm excited for our conversation. FP LaRue is the award-winning author of the Scary Shivers Mystery Series, including The Weeping House, The Curse of Shadow Park, The Legend of the Serpent Witch, and The Pet Shop Nightmare. FP is a member of the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators. Welcome again, Paula. And where are you joining us from today?
A place called Milford, Michigan, not too far from Detroit.
Oh, awesome. I remember I was in Detroit years back. Yeah, it's probably changed since I visited.
They're doing wonderful things in Detroit now, really, making it beautiful. It's always been beautiful, but making it more beautiful and doing a lot of construction and making it very family friendly. So everyone's very happy about it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. Well, I want to talk about your books. What a wonderful series of, and I love the names, and it just
Mhm.
raised my curiosity right away. And what are the ages of the readers for these books?
I wrote them initially for 8 to 14-year-olds, middle grade students.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
the more I go to book signings and I talk to families, everyone seems to like it. Grandparents, parents, 20-year-olds. So I was very pleasantly surprised, at the overall acceptance of the books. I thought they'd be just
Mm.
great for kids.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Congratulations. How you started and how, like, why this specific area of mystery, and it definitely raises interest, and I want to check them out, and I love the names. But why did you choose this area?
Yeah, when I was a child, I was always interested in spooky stories. And
Yeah.
not really super scary, just fun spooky stories. And that sort of just stayed with me even into adulthood. But what actually got me writing was that my husband had purchased a online class that dealt with various authors. I love reading, and so I wanted to check into the adult authors that I really like. So as I was checking, I heard spooky music in the background, and I went to check out the author that wrote, that had the spooky music, and it happened to be a children's author. And I
Mm,
started looking into it, and spooky background, spooky music, and he explained everything so well that it caught my interest. So I started to watch his class and listen to him, and he explained everything so fully and completely that I thought maybe I could do this. So then I started, and then 4 books later, it works. I don't know how it happened, but it worked. So it
beautiful.
all went really because of this one children's author that made everything sound so easy. It wasn't that easy, but it made it sound easy, and I thought I could do it, and so I tried it. And that's what happened. That's how
Mm,
it started.
interesting. And how long have you been doing this?
About 4 years now.
About 4 years. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations. A lot of books in 4 years.
Thanks. Yeah. It's been quite a journey. It's one after the other, and it's been a lot of work, but it was well worth it. And I hope
Yeah.
I'm helping a lot of children find that reading can be fun.
Let's talk more about that actually. In relation to making reading fun, it's interesting. If I remember my growing up and childhood, I was not too much interested in the books. But in my adulthood, I read so many books these days, so many books, and I feel like it was boring to me. Yeah, that topic of, or the just the fact that I will just sit and read something that is not my interest. That was the. So how, like, what would be advice that you would give to parents to incentivize children to read books, or to help children understand that book reading can be fun?
Well, as you're telling me about your childhood, first of all, when I talk in front of groups and do the book signings and whatever, many 20-year-olds have said that as children, they did not like reading. And one young lady that comes to mind said that she had two brothers, and she said her brother surpassed her in reading when she was young. And she said she wasn't interested. But as time went on, she became so interested, and now she surpasses them. It just takes something that they are interested in, whatever it is. And
Yeah.
that was my in to make things fun and spooky action adventures so that kids would get
Mm-hmm.
interested. So to answer
Mm.
your question, what advice? Many parents say, I'd like to get my children to read more. What can I do? So I wrote an article on 10 tips to get your kids reading more. And it's kind of a collaborative thing, that I put together listening to parents and what I've researched. And two of the areas I'd like to talk about would be number one would be when kids want to read, or you want kids to learn that reading is fun, make it very interactive and collaborative, meaning that parents can ask kids what they're reading, ask them open-ended questions like, what do you think is going to happen, what would you do if you were the main character, things like that. And when they finish a book, ask them what's their favorite chapter, or who's their favorite character, and also have them act out scenes of the book, their favorite scenes in the book. So anything to make, to associate fun and reading, that's the goal. That's really what we want,
Mm-hmm.
that it'll make it easier for parents. Another idea is families going to bookstores and libraries together. If possible, go together. Let children pick out the book that they want to read. Children are more motivated if they pick out the subject. If it's the library, have kids get their own library card. It empowers them. Also, look for meet the author, book signings, and have children meet the author, their favorite authors, and have the author personally sign a book for them. And it's just wonderful. I can tell you this, that at the book signings that I do, and kids come up to me and they're so excited about getting, a book that they like. And when I sign something, it feels more personal to them and it means more to them. And many kids have said that, they get inspiration when they talk to the authors, because in my case, I always say, you can write books. You can write books. If I did it, you can do it also. And it just helps them. And surprising too, that the number of kids that have told me that they're already writing stories, and I'm talking like, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, like that. They're already writing stories, and they're already, one couple of them said they've already written a book or a comic book. So it's just a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and that's a great advice. And I love how you said the libraries and really letting kids choose the books, because as we know, our interests, they start showing early on. And so if we could encourage kids, like my granddaughter, she brings books, that interest her, right? And so the topics. And so if going to the libraries with such variety of different topics, that could also help kids find their interest early on. And because they're interested in reading about that topic, whatever that is, they will be motivated to read, but also learn about the topic early on, and develop their skills. I love that. I love that
I'll,
tip.
I'll also add to that the more that parents can let kids explore a variety of formats, like chapter books, picture books, comic books, things like that, and also a variety of genres, fiction, nonfiction,
Hmm.
action adventure, whatever it is, the more variety, the more exciting it is for children, and the bigger the chance of them finding something that they're going to be interested in. And that's really the key, because sometimes I think kids associate reading like an assignment, and they see it as something
Yeah.
hard to do. And when you make it, you spark something in their imagination, you try to make it fun, I think that really helps them, or that's what I've been finding anyway. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell
Mm-hmm.
you something else that came to mind at these book signings, and we were talking about who's interested and things like that. A 73-year-old woman came up to me and said, I bought your books last year, and she said, all I want to do is just sit and read something fun. I want to have a cup of coffee, sit in my sit in my favorite chair, and look out the window and read. And she said, I love them so much that I'm buying your fourth book. And I was so surprised and so happy to hear that. She said they're just fun action adventures. It's just fun. So she loved doing it. She was so
Love
endearing
that.
and wonderful.
I love that. That's great. Yeah, yeah, that's so wonderful. And I think, yeah, and I think for me, that's exactly it. It was a burden of meeting so many pages when I was, back in school, or like the summer read plan, right? This whole list of, and so I think that, and you're exactly right. It was more of a burden. Oh, how I'm gonna meet this many pages without even thinking. So that's such a good, yeah, such a
Oh,
good advice.
absolutely. Absolutely. The more that parents can show or associate reading with fun, the easier it's going to be. And some kids, though, they read very early on their own, or their parents read to them at night and it catches on early. But some other kids, it takes a little bit longer because they don't think it's fun or it's hard or they rather do something else or whatever. So the more we show that reading can be fun, it'll be easier for them. And of course, reading is so important, to them. And, it's a great thing.
I want to talk about your this last 4 years of writing this series, and from the moment that you decided to go into writing the series, and then the whole process up until actually publishing them, right? Because we know it's one thing to want to do something, and then it's another thing to actually making it happen. There's a whole process that goes into it. I mean, I'm not even talking about your creativity or you're actually writing the chapters, and in 4 years it's a lot of, it's a lot of book. You obviously enjoy it and love doing it, but what are some of the lessons that maybe or obstacles that you've encountered?
I watched, this children author, his class, and I listened and everything else. And I thought, can I do it? Okay. So I thought, okay, do it a little bit at a time. And so what I've learned is just that this is me personally, I need to persevere and not give up. Because writing a book, it's a lot of fun. The writing is a lot of fun. You come up with ideas, it takes you to a different place. It's adventurous and all that. It's a lot of fun. But when when the book is done, that's kind of a different story. It needs to be edited, and sometimes it needs to be edited many times, and it can be overwhelming because of the time it takes to fix any edits. So when I finished my first book, which was The Curse of Shadow Park, and
Mm-hmm.
I had it professionally edited and was sent back to me. It was all red marked like a little kid's paper, like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And I thought, maybe writing kids' books is not what I'm supposed to be doing if, it looks like I don't know what I'm doing. So at first I was a little bit frustrated by it. But then when I thought, okay, just sit down and read these edits and don't get frustrated, just see how it goes. So as I was reading these edits, really I found out that the edits only make the book better. So don't get
Mm-hmm.
frustrated, don't get aggravated. And it would have been very easy for me to quit, but I didn't do it. And I'm so glad I didn't do it because now look, 4 books later. Um, so The Pet Shop Nightmare is the latest book. It came out in September. This
Mm-hmm.
September. The other 3 books won first place prizes, so awards. So if I would have stopped, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. And also, then I wouldn't be helping as many kids as I'm helping. So persevere and just keep going regardless of, if it looks hard or it looks too hard or it's too much work or whatever. No, just keep going. That's what
Mhm.
helped me, really.
Yeah. Congratulations on the awards. And I'm also glad you didn't stop.
Thanks. Thanks.
Congratulations. That's yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that journey. Thank you. And also, my other question will be for those writers who are aspiring writers right now, they want to write, and something is keeping them from pushing forward, from taking the step of writing it. And you said you love writing, but maybe some of, because we, we all have kind of, some of the obstacles could be at the beginning, could be maybe they wrote half of the books of the book, and then they stop themselves because they think it's not good enough. All these self-limiting thoughts come up, or whatever it is. Or maybe they think they finish the book and they think it's too expensive to actually market, publish, and make it happen. Whatever is on the way for that author to finish the book, what would you recommend? And independently where they are in the process, to look at the whole thing.
Sure. It's not, like I said, writing the book was easy for me. It was a lot of fun. Okay.
Hmm.
But say that you're an author and you have a great idea and you start writing and you write and you write and you write, but then you get in your own way. You think, well, no one's going to want to read this. It's not good enough or whatever it is. No, no, no. You just write. And then they stop and then they don't go back to it for a long
Yeah,
time.
right.
So my advice there is just write, just start out easy. Write 2 pages a day, just 2 pages a day. Get your thoughts down. Um, and then as time goes on, you're going to find out that you actually have a book and you're going to be so happy. Okay, but I don't think, I write well or my grammar's not right or, no one's going to buy it or whatever. No, don't even think like that. Just think that know that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish and just keep at it. And then get it edited. Like I said, you get it to where you want it to be. First of all, finish it. And then you have to get it edited. And remember, maybe not all writers gone through what I did with, all the red markings, this and that, but get it edited by somebody professional and let them guide you. Like I said, all the edits that I had only made the book better. So that's what you have to keep in mind and just make the book better and better. Okay, so you get your book and you want to, it's not quite done yet. You have to market it. Marketing it is a big deal because you may have the best book that was ever written, but if nobody knows about it, it's going to be hard for you. You're going to get disappointed. You're going to get frustrated, whatever. So you have to market. So try to
Hmm.
find a publisher that publishes in your genre, whatever it is. Mine happened to be action adventure or spooky, but whatever it is, if it's a love story, if it's fantasy, whatever it is, find the right publisher, and that can be a little bit hard because I went through a couple of publishers. They were wonderful people, but we just didn't see eye to eye on some of the things. And so
Hmm.
I didn't feel, they were wonderful. I just didn't feel like I could work with them as much as I wanted to. So on a third publisher, I hit gold and, they thought the way I thought, and it just made things just a little bit easier for me. It was a lot easier. So, okay, get it published. Okay, that's not enough either because, okay, Amazon, I put my books on Amazon, which is a wonderful thing. You really need to be on Amazon because everybody knows Amazon and it's easy to buy books. But being on Amazon is not enough because there are so many books out there, you kind of get lost. So
Yeah.
you have to market yourself. Your publisher will help you to market you, but you also have to market yourself. When they do it, it kind of gives it more of a more authority on it or something like that, that somebody is backing you. But I also do it myself, and I do a number of book signings, and Not everybody's going to want you to do a book signing. Not everybody's going to be interested in your book, but there's going to be a lot of people who will be interested. So don't give up on that. Just keep working at it. And little by little, you're going to start becoming more well known. And it's exciting and it's fun
It is,
doing
yeah.
these, doing interviews and, explaining why you're doing what you're doing and explaining about your books. And in my case, the point was to show kids that reading can be fun. And that's what, when I do interviews, that's what I focus on. And so any author, just focus on what you're trying to get out there, what's important to you to get out there, and you'll do it. You'll do it. A lot of people are very successful, but you have to keep doing it. Don't stop.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, focusing on what do we need, what message do we need to get out there, starting
Yes.
with that intention. I think is so important. Yes, thank you for that. Now we will post. Oh, did you want to add something else?
I was just going to say the intention is so important that you have to get it in your mind that this is what you want to do. Not like it's a
Hmm.
hardship. You want to do it. It's going to be fun. You're going to want to do it. But also, you have to be realistic and know you have to work at it. Um, so just keep working at it, keep moving forward, and you'll get there.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Yeah, thank you for that because it's helping me as I'm working on my own book too. So thank you, Paula, for that tip. Yeah, because intention, I feel like once we have that, it just creates that umbrella that it's almost helps writing it, then putting it kind of in the shelf. Beautiful. Well,
Absolutely.
thank you. Hmm.
And you're already very successful. So that's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. We will share links for how to connect with Paula in the comments of this episode and both on YouTube and all the podcast channels that we use. But if you wanted to also tell our listeners how they can find you.
You can find me on Amazon, of course. I have an Amazon author page. I have Facebook, my website, fplarue.com, or scaryshivers.com is the series that my books are under. And you can also, of course, like I said, get me on Facebook. There are many ways. You can go to my website, many ways that you can find me. Scaryshivers.com, fplarue.com, Facebook, fplarue. So please connect with me. Let me know what your story is, and it would be wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you. Now, I want to move us to the final part of our conversation, which will be rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Perfect. First question is your favorite book name is?
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, I love that one too.
Yes.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Favorite international destination to visit?
Italy.
Oh, nice. Summer or winter?
They're both good. Summer.
And my final question is things that you have discovered about yourself recently. Things that you have discovered about yourself recently.
Creative, encouraging, gratitude. Gratitude. A lot of gratitude.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for playing.
Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah. And thank you for being on our podcast to share about your books. Congratulations again, Paula. So nice to meet you. Love what you're doing. Love what you're sharing. And yeah, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Elle. You're wonderful, and keep helping women. We need it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.